So, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Who's going to be the first person to join us? Hello, I know someone is there. Who's there? Rochelle White. Yay! How are you? Good evening, Rochelle. Julie. Hello, me Julie. How are you? Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, Julie. Good evening, guys. Good evening. As you're coming in, please do the honors and start sharing and also inviting your friends. If you're using a portable device, it's so easy to invite. So tap, tap, tap. Invite friends. Do that right now. Go on, guys. Good evening. Isaac, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Hello, hello. Hello, guys. Okay, we only have a few people on. So, guys, start sharing and inviting people so that I can start, so that we can start and Dr. Sunday can answer as many questions as possible today. So let's do that right now. Share and invite your friends. Okay, so how is your day going? How is your week been? It's midweek, so I hope it's going well for you. I'm excited. This time next week, it will be a few days to Dr. Sunday's Golden Jubilee weekend. Yay! I'm excited. Hello, Pastor Eric. Answer, good evening. Good evening from Kolkata, India. Welcome. Thank you, everyone. So start sharing as you're coming in. And while you're coming in, maybe this is a good time for me to announce the contest again. Just to give you details about the contest. Guys, you know what's going on. We are having a contest at the moment, and I'm really excited about it, which is a DSA Golden Jubilee contest. There are 8 categories, and there are 5 different prizes to be won, and they're all so excited. The prizes are from Pastor Sunday's book, so you can have as many books as possible with Dr. Sunday, and then we have Skype Talk with Dr. Sunday for 1 hour. So the lucky winners, not one winner, winners, would spend time talking to Dr. Sunday on Skype for 1 hour. You can be Pastor Sunday's personal visitor here in Ukraine. That's another prize. And then there's lunch with Pastor Sunday in Kyiv here again. That's another exciting prize. And personal question time. I think those are all great prizes. So those are 5 prizes. I just read that to you with speed. And then, because I know I'm reading it with speed because it's all posted on Dr. Sunday's page and it's on individual groups and chat. So check it out. We have all the details on all DSA platforms. And then there's another thing that we do, which is the categories. There are 8 categories in all. The first one is 7 best doers, which are people that have achieved the most projects from listening to Dr. Sunday. They've been inspired. They've had their go ahead, the knowledge to do whatever they need to do. So 7 best doers. And then the 7 most grateful performers, which are, according to Dr. Sunday's gratitude scale. So check out the gratitude scale. If you're top 3 of the scales, then you need to let us know and document it and send them to us. And then we have most zealous book readers. You know, Dr. Sunday has written several books, especially in the last year. And upcoming in the next few weeks, he's going to be launching 50 books. So all those books, if you're a zealous reader, this is an entry for you. So you tell us what you've read, what you've learned in the book, or the values that you've taken from the book. Let us know. And then there's another one, which is best followers or students of Pastor Sunday. So, which I believe is most of us here because when you see the live notification, you're always here. So go ahead and enter this category. And then there's another category, Best DSA Teaching Promoter. So if you've been listening to Dr. Sunday and you know about his teaching, you know about his values, you send those things and promote them on your platform. So it's about his teaching. Send and promote on your platforms. So you can make banners, you can write, you can do videos. As long as you promote the teachings of these values, that's fine. So, and you document it and send it to us, then we will be able to enter for this category. Then there is the 7 best creator of 5 minutes videos. So a lot of the SA family are already doing videos. So why not just do a 5 minutes video about Dr. Sunday's teaching? This would be a great entry for you. So if you're already doing video, you've never done video before, but you have zeal, you want to share the teachings with other people, this is a category for you. Best DSA video biography. So another category right there for the biography of DSA. You know DSA's story already. It's got a book, Olorunwa, which you can also purchase to give you more information. But without the book, there are lots of video recordings and teachings where he's told stories about his life, where he started from, where he was raised. So that's another opportunity or base for you to start. And then the final, which is Best DSA Golden Jubilee congratulatory message. It can be in any format. It can be in text. It can be in video. It can be however you want it. Send it to us and you can enter into this. So that's it. That's the categories and the prizes that can be won. But everything is on this page, so you can check it out. It says DSA Golden Jubilee Contest. So enter. And for those that have sent us their entry, well done. You are an upstarter. Okay, right. I can see there are more people on now. So thank you for joining us. Again, I would ask you to please share. So share so that other people can gain from what we are gaining here every evening. So this is DSA Golden Jubilee question time, and we're going to start shortly. We already started, but I'm going to ask the first question shortly. We ended yesterday with an amazing question about Europe and the influx of Muslims coming to Europe. And the answer that Dr. Sunday gave was an endearing answer. We don't expect any less from him. So it was a great answer. And what I would advise you to do, if you weren't with us yesterday, please check it out on YouTube, or it will still be on this platform right now. So it would still be on Facebook. So check out yesterday's topic or yesterday's dates. So you would be able to see it. So without further ado, I'm going to start. Say hello to Dr. Sunday first. He's right here.
Blessings.
Yay! So you see, he's here. Don't panic. Calm down. I know. Calm down. Right. Okay. Let's start. This question has been for days, and I know the person wants me to ask this question for a few days now. So it's about Nigerian transformation project, sir. The person asked that Nigerian transformation project, people that are desire to come to help, but still based in diaspora, can we come for a few months to finally come for good because of other commitments? So can they come for a few months to the Nigerian Transformation Project when we start, and then later they will come for good because they have commitments?
Yeah, that's why I always forget about the things that I planned to say earlier on, like the birthday of Deborah Cole and Zenga and others. It's because I want to immediately answer the questions and I forget what I wanted to talk about before. So, but today I wish to congratulate all of you with the fact that our new page that we just started, through the help of all of you that participated in the process, that right now we are already 100,000 people. And of course, that is mainly thanks to Kate Caronis. So you know Kate, so I think we should shout out to Kate and congratulate her for doing a great job by organizing the process of moving the page from 1,000 or 2,000 to 100,000 in. She started the process in February, let's say February. Now we're in May, so let's say in 3 months. So in 3 months, she and her team were able to do a great job. And I want to thank all of you that participated in, bringing in the likes and in arranging the whole process, in setting up the system and executing it. And so a great congratulations to all of you for reaching the 100,000 mark. Now, we are not talking about 100,000 because that's not the goal. That's not why I'm saying what I'm saying. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because I had attached my coming back to do daily broadcasts. I had attached it to at least having 100,000 people. So 100,000 people is only the sign for us to know that Pastor Sunday will surely be coming back in June. So June 5th, I think, by June 5th, I hope to start a daily broadcast once again, but at this time, 9 o'clock. Not in the morning, but only in the evenings I'll be doing it. And the reason I will not be doing it in the mornings is because of the lawsuits. I'm going to court almost every day. But most likely, I will also be doing the questions like we are doing with you right now, but it might not be. My live broadcast will be at 9, but the question and answers might be earlier on, like we're doing with the Russians. Maybe not every day, but maybe some days we'll be doing that. And the reason is because we have a lot of ideas, a lot of programs that we're planning to introduce. So just like we introduced this question and answer with you now, it's a new program. That's a know-how, right? And as my birthday celebration. So also the testimonial marathon is also a know-how that we introduce to commemorate the birthday. But we are going to do other programs after the birthday that will also be original and, unique. So we'll probably be still having two messages or 2 programs a day, but not in the morning like I used to do. But it's probably going to be in the evening, early evening and late evening like we're doing right now, most likely. So, but as the case may be, congratulations. So Pastor Sunday will be coming back daily to do daily broadcast. And before I go on, let me talk about this book here. I'll check it out if it's going to be visible enough or not.
Yes.
So this book here, can you read it?
It's Heroes. I can see the heroes, but I can't see the people.
You can't read it?
I can see heroes.
Should I make it closer?
Yes, that's better actually. Heroes, people who change the world with their message. Success or faculty.
Heroes is the name of the book, right?
Yes.
Heroes. Then the subtitle says
People who changed the world with their message.
People who changed the world with their message.
Yes.
So this is a book about heroes. And these are all people who changed the world with their message. You know one face there. Yeah?
Yes.
The cover page face.
Yeah. Dr. Sunday.
Yes. Then there are some other faces there.
Yes. Mother Teresa. I think Desmond Tutu. Miles Monroe. Martin Luther King Jr. I don't know the rest, sir.
Okay. But can you see the name of the author there?
Yes. Success O. Fakolade.
Yes. So Success is the author of it. Success is one of my disciples who is living in Ukraine here. He's a medical student, but he's also a writer. He's one of my editors. And he is so passionate. If you have not been following Success, if you are not ready for a revolution, don't go to his page, Facebook page. He is so radical. He's like, to me, he's already in the spirit of Voltaire. I want to be the Voltaire of Africa, but he caught that part of me for sure. He's already promoting that spirit of Voltaire, the spirit that destroys superstition, deception, lies, and intolerance, and religion. So he's already leading the way. So Success wrote this book to commemorate my 50th birthday. This is his own gift to me. So you are asking for people who will congratulate the best and who will come with more original congratulations. I think this is a very real and original congratulatory message. A congratulatory gift. So he's one of the first people to give me his own gift on my 50th, and his gift is this. His gift is the gift of writing a book about Pastor Sunday and my contemporaries throughout the ages. So very similar idea that we have in our magazine that we are going to have is Pastor Sunday and his contemporaries throughout the ages. And people who have changed the world, and he calls them hero. So he thinks Pastor Sunday is the hero that is alive now, that is, standing shoulder to shoulder with these people. I don't know if he has, I can't see the link for how to buy the book, but he himself will come down here next week, and we are going to interview him. So he's going to be able to tell us how to get the book. But I don't think it's on Amazon yet. And then when you come for my anniversary, definitely the book will be there. So congratulations to Success, and congratulations that this is a unique way to do a presentation and a birthday gift, to write a book about somebody who is your mentor, someone you honor, someone you respect. More like I did for Miles Monroe, by the way. But he's writing me a book while I'm still alive. So that's a commendable thing. Kudos. Wonderful. I think we should do a shout out for Success and help me thank him. Let's appreciate him for the wonderful attempt and a wonderful work that he's doing. Great job. So look for that book, Heroes. The book is written simply, Heroes. People who change the world with their message. Heroes. That's it. Tribute to the 50th anniversary of Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Thank you. Now I'm ready to go for your question.
Well done, Success, and well done, Katia. Well done. We're going to celebrate later. You're taking me out, Kate. So, the question is about Nigerian project. People that are desiring to come to help, but still based in diaspora. Can we come for a few months till finally come for good because of other commitments?
Yeah, but you can only come as a volunteer. Most of the people who are going with me to Nigeria for good, who are going for at least 2 years, I will mainly be taking care of a lot of their expenses, and I'll be sponsoring them largely. Apart from those who have their own way of, survival there, I'll be sponsoring their projects. So these people, they must commit to go with us for at least 2 years and more. But if you just want to come for a few weeks or a few days or a few weeks, then then you have to take care of yourself. That's the only difference. So you could come and visit and spend short time. But the people who will be sponsored are the people who are going for a long term.
Okay, that's a clear-cut answer for the Nigerian Transformation Project. If you don't know about it already, go to sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. So the answer in response to the question is that, yes, you can come over, but if you're not coming for 2 years minimum commitment, then you'll be coming as a volunteer, and you will not be sponsored, or your project will not be sponsored at that point until you commit for 2 years and stay and have your project in hands, which can be sponsored. So simple as that, but everyone is welcome. Okay, thank you. Another question, sir, is I think this is related to yesterday's question. It says that how do you train your mind to function at that rate? What are the gains or skills involved?
I've mentioned it yesterday that I wrote those books just for that purpose. The number one skill that is involved is analytical thinking and the art of thinking in general. And you have my series on that already. So I have so many teachings on that topic. Go to Sunday Adelaja Official and you'll be able to learn the skills involved. And then I wrote another book that is coming soon, How to Be in the Here and Now. And then another book that is called I'm a Person, Am I a Personality? So, by the time you work on those books thoroughly and the messages, you'll be good.
Okay, so I've asked your question and you heard it. It was repeated even though it was also explained yesterday. There are two books that you can purchase. I'm a Personality, I'm a Person, Am I a Personality? Book 1. And another book is How to Be in the Here and Now that you can get, and also the teachings as well. So go ahead and get those books. The one that is coming out will be out by the end of this month. So you can wait for that, but get one already that is being launched on how to train your mind or develop your skills so that you'll be able to do whatever you want or train your mind to develop so that you can achieve your goals or your objectives. So that's that. Actually, there was Borigi Samuel. Borigi Samuel, I know that you're new on the platform because you're asking some questions that have been asked before. So I would just direct you to Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. You would see an array of playlists that you can listen to, and you would find a title related to what you're asking. You're also asking about Dr. Sunday's books in Nigeria. You can purchase, if it's electronic, on Okada Books, or you can also contact Chioma. I left Chioma's details on your comments, so you can have her details. And Chioma also left the details on the comments yesterday. So welcome, Samuel Burigi. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I hope you will stay and also invite your friends if you're here today. So I just thought I'll mention that I'm not ignoring your questions because you're saying, read my question, Maya. It's just because the questions have already been answered in the past few days or previously. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so there is a question that says, what would people be surprised to know about you? What would they be surprised to know about Sunday Adelaja? Not Pastor Sunday Adelaja, the person specified. What would people be surprised to know about Sunday Adelaja?
I think it depends on who you are talking about. People will be surprised at everything. It depends on what you already knew or what you already know. Otherwise, you'll be surprised at every single thing about me. So, before I could answer that question, you must be able to answer me first and tell me what you already know. Then it is when you hear what you didn't know before, that's when you'll be surprised. Otherwise, if you have listened and learned everything that is supposed to be learned about my person, then that is, there's nothing that to be known that will surprise anybody, because I put everything out there every day. So listen, study, and you keep on learning more things about me every day. People keep on coming here every day to talk about Pastor Sunday. So it's very difficult to say some things that I've not put out there. The only thing is I don't know how much you know.
That was an interesting answer. It wasn't a straight cut that you know everything about me, but it was more, there's so much about me that I have put out already, which each time people hears or listens, they are surprised anyway. So this person, if you've already been listening to Dr. Sunday, there will be a lot of things that is already mentioned about himself that you'll be surprised. But if there's anything specific that is mentioned, or you've been following him for some time, that is mentioned already, and there's still more things that you believe that are out there, or you want to know about him, be specific and ask the question, and he would answer. But each time you listen to him, which we all know already, it tells us something, we're surprised. The way he answers questions is really surprising. The way he reasons is really surprising. The way he thinks is really surprising. So there's so much more to come. So it's not a cliff. No, there's nothing more to know about me, but there's always something good or something new or surprising to know about me. But it depends on what you already know, which is fair because we know quite a lot already, but we're always surprised even still. Thank you for that. Okay. So this question is, if you couldn't do what you're doing now, what else would you be doing?
If you say, if I couldn't do.
Or if you're not doing what you...
Okay. If I'm not doing what I'm doing now, it's different from if I couldn't do.
Actually, the person said if you couldn't do what you're doing now.
If I'm not doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing what I'm doing now, that's probably a question from someone who doesn't know me. Because if I'm not doing what I'm doing now, what are you referring to? That's an interesting question to know. What am I doing now?
I think what you're doing now, this person is asking, is you're a pastor, you teach, you liberate people, you give us information. If this is not what you're doing now, what else would you be doing? What would you rather be doing? Maybe that should be the question. Are you doing what you want to do? We all know that you're doing exactly what you want to do. But maybe in another lifetime, what else would you be doing?
Okay. But that's also to prove that the person doesn't know me. Because there is nothing that I wish to do now that I'm not doing. And I don't think that there is, I think that is the possibility we have in Christ. And the dimension that Pastor Sunday has brought to the table. And that's why I wrote that book, Pastor Face Your Calling, to destroy the doctrine that says that you are only called to do one thing. So I don't subscribe to that, even though there is one thing that will be the primary thing that you are called to do. But nothing stops you from maximizing all your potentials. I believe that everybody's got enough potential in them and the resources of God, especially the mind of Christ and God's nature. And God is multidimensional. God is versatile. And I think that we should be like him. So in my life, I've tried and I've endeavored to carry the image of God, to be like God. And one of the areas that I have to be like God is to be multifaceted, is to be versatile. So as far as I am concerned, I'm doing everything that I wish to do right now. I'm a pastor because that's what I feel my primary calling is. Not my primary calling as a pastor, but I'm a preacher. That's what I feel my primary calling is as a preacher. I'm a pastor because I feel I have the heart for people. I am a writer. I'm doing it. I'm not saying because I'm a pastor I cannot write, so I'm writing. I am a thinker. I'm engaged in thinking. That's why you are coming to listen to me here every day, because I'm a thinker. And I'm not saying because I'm a pastor I cannot be a thinker. I'm a philosopher, and I'm practicing philosophy. I am bringing out life philosophy, life principles. I'm bringing forth truth. I'm demonstrating the truth and the purpose and reasons for life, for existence. I'm answering the question why. That's what philosophers do. So I'm a philosopher, and that is that's one of the things I like to do, and I'm doing it. I am doing business. I'm not full time, but I like to do business. I do business. I like to make millions. I'm making millions. I like to be a billionaire. I will do it. I will become a billionaire. So it's not a big deal. Anything I want to do, I'm doing. I want to have political influence. I have political influence. I don't need to go there myself. I don't want to go there myself. I don't have the desire, so I don't go. But I have political influence, and I'm raising up politicians. Like, this is a testimony that I wish I should mention today. Thank God that question came up. I raise up politicians, not just in Ukraine, but you see, the nature of the teaching that I'm doing is such that it enables and empowers everybody to become who they wish to become and who they feel God wants them to become. So we just had, I'm sure most of you have heard about this, that we had HMT, how many months ago? 2 months ago? Last month? It's only last month. Okay. It was like so many things have happened since then. Anyway, we had HMT last month, and there was one of the graduates of that HMT that was there with us that right now is going to be running as an MP for the United Kingdom Parliament. The central, not just the local government or for a city or something, but this person is going to be running as an MP. What do you call it? Is it House of Member of Parliament? You call it, right?
Yes.
Member of Parliament. That is the lower chamber, or what is it the upper chamber? What do you call it? Just Parliament. You just call it Parliament. Okay. In Great Britain, this is a black person, and this is a black person, but that has received and embraced a calling. This is a black person, a believer like me and you, that has believed in God, that has been living in England for some time, just like most of Nigerians are living there. But instead of herself, she's Nigerian. I mean, he's Nigerian the person is Nigerian by origin. But instead of him to put himself down, actually she's a lady. Instead of her to put herself down and think that she's just a human being or a migrant or an immigrant that is looked down on, a black lady, that she embraced her dream. She had a vision, God showing her that she should come to Pastor Sunday, and that Pastor Sunday will elevate her from that vision, and that through Pastor Sunday's teaching. So she started following me, and then she decided to come. After she obeyed, she to come to that program and started following me. Now, even the party is called, they themselves came to invite her to run for MP. They want to push her because she embraced her calling. She embraced her destiny. And, so every one of you that are there, that are listening to me, you could become an MP in your countries if you feel you have a burden for the politics of the land. You could become anybody. You could become prime minister. You could become, if you just embrace the teaching that I'm giving, you see that everything is possible. Here in Ukraine, we have people becoming MPs and mayors and governors and things like that. But it's not just in Ukraine. This teaching will work everywhere. And that is what this is proving. The example of this Our Lady is proving that how can somebody just be following me? Maybe she's been following me a long time, but intensely, just like DSA family. She's a DSA family member. And now we are going to have our own member of parliament in the UK. And this is in the central government. And so this is because people have been taught. So when somebody is asking me that question, what would I like to do when I come back in another world? Or what would I like to do that I'm not doing right now? That's not about me. I don't even expect that to happen to anybody that follows me. If you are a disciple of Pastor Sunday for real, there is nothing that should be on your heart that you are not doing. If you really call yourself my disciple, you should have been taught by now that you can do everything and that you cannot be limited, and that any aspiration that God has put in your heart, that you can do it. You can do 10 things at the same time, because that's what we believe, because God is in us and all things are possible. So there is nothing that is on my heart that I'm not already doing. I'm an inventor, if you want to know that. I'm an inventor. More than that, I'm an innovator. I'm more an innovator than an inventor, but I'm also an inventor. So I'm not just a pastor that is that is just join church or something. I'm a speaker. I'm an orator, if you want. I'm a transformational strategist. I'm a transformation strategist. I'm a leader. I'm an author. I'm a writer. Yeah. So anything you want, I am. And what is it again that I would like to do that I'm not doing? I'm an international speaker. Yeah, somebody wrote me today that he was surprised that I was speaking in the United Nations. Well, I'm a coach, I'm a life coach, I'm a transformational agent, I'm a transformation strategist. I'm teaching people about how to change nations. So that's why I went to speak in the United Nations. And yeah, I spoke in the United States Senate and Japanese Senate, Israeli Knesset, Parliament. So what is it that I still want to do that I'm not doing? I can't even think of anything that I'm not doing. Apart from sinning. That is wrong. Those are bad things, and I don't want to do those ones, so I'm okay.
Wow. That was an empowering answer. So the question was, what would Dr. Sunday like to do that he's not doing or would be doing otherwise instead of what he's doing? And the great answer is that I'm doing everything that I want to do. I did what I want to do. I'm doing what I want to do right now. So if you've ever been told that, master one thing, jack of all trade, master of none, dispel that right now. That doesn't happen here. As DSA family, we can do all things. We're empowered to do all things. So he mentioned that he's doing everything, and a list of what he's doing. His primary calling is to be a preacher. He's a pastor, but he's also a thinker. You know that he's a thinker already because we know he taught us how to think in so many ways with the analytical thinking series. So if you haven't watched analytical series, then please check it out. YouTube, that's your friend. YouTube is your friend. And then we have he's a philosopher, he's a businessman, he's an inventor, an innovator, a speaker, international speaker, he's a leader, an author, a writer, a strategist, all of the above and more. So if anyone has ever told you that you cannot do something or you can only focus on one thing, please, this is the time to politely tell them that they don't know what they're talking about. You can be all things. And he gave us a wonderful example of one of DSA's family that just attended the HMT, and now she's been empowered to go into a constituency and she's going to be an MP. Wow. That's brilliant. That's a brilliant, inspiring story, real life story. You'll probably hear about the person soon. The person will share that with you when they're ready. But it's really, really cool. So if you're out there, you think that you're limited to one thing or the other, no, you're not. You can do everything that you want to do. So with your mind, God has empowered you to do whatever you want to do. So like DSA says, it's many things and it's everything that is always wanted to be. You ask a lot of people this question and they always say, well, if I wasn't doing this, then I'll be doing this or I'll be doing that. That's not DSA's case. And the first question, which was about DSA, the first question would be, what would people be surprised to know about him? So this is another surprise. Okay, so you got your answer from your second or third answer. This is another surprise because I wasn't expecting this answer, and this answer again as refreshing as ever. That's another surprise. So let's move on, which is, this is an interesting one. It says, when you arrive in heaven, since you talk about heaven and wanting to go to heaven all the time and meet with God, this person believes you're meeting with God. What do you say to him, and what would you like God to say to you?
Okay. I would like to tell him that I'm so sorry I couldn't be perfect. That's what I would tell God, because I would tell him that I don't need to tell you, but you know that, Father, Jesus, you know that more than any other person, that if there is a human being on earth that tried to live a perfect life, it was me. I know why I couldn't be perfect, not just me, why no human being will ever be perfect, because then we'll make ourselves into God. But we needed to rely on you to be our God. So that's why I couldn't be perfect. But I tried. And I'm really very sorry that it didn't work out. And because we are created not to be perfect in our own works, but to make him our righteousness. So that's what I'm going to tell him. I'm sorry that I couldn't be perfect. But I tried. You know I tried. That's number one. What would I like him to tell me? I would like him to tell me that I'm so impressed by your efforts, that you walk like a jackal. You tried. I like your efforts. Good job. Good and faithful servant. Welcome to the rest of your Father. That's what I would like to hear.
Okay, another interesting direct answer right there. So, first thing first is, what would I say to God is that I am sorry. Who says that? Who does that? Is preparing to say he's sorry that he's not perfect. Nobody is perfect. I have never even thought to even say that to God. I say that here on earth. I say, well, I'm not doing this. I'm sorry, God, I'm not doing this. This is how I operate. But to go to heaven, and that's what I'm going to be saying, it's not even a thought in my mind. But again, Dr. Sunday is a unique being. Creation. It's a unique creation. I can't explain it. You have to experience him to understand. So first thing, God, I am sorry that I'm not perfect.
Even that I couldn't be perfect. In heaven, I will already be perfect. I didn't say I'm not perfect. Those are two different things.
I couldn't be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will tell him, I'm sorry I couldn't be perfect, but I tried.
Okay. Right. See? Not that I am not, because he's already in heaven. I am sorry I couldn't be perfect on earth, but I tried. That's like, what? Who does that? Who says that? Okay, that's the first thing that he would say to God, and the main thing he would say to God. And then he would expect God to say to him, I'm impressed with you. Well done, good and faithful servant. You did well. I am impressed. I am proud of you. Wow. I've read that in the Bible somewhere. God, I'm hoping God will say that to me, but I don't think so right now. So if you don't have that confidence, or you haven't developed yourself in a way that God will say that, you even expect him to say that to you, this is your key to start to work in your purpose, so that God can say that to you. You can confidently speak to God, and you can confidently know right now from earth that God will say something like that to you, or you would desire for him to say something like that to you. So to thyself, be honest. So I'm going to start working on myself again. Another cue for me. Thank you. So, thank you, sir. Right, this one is saying, from your point of view, sir, what is the meaning of life? What would you say is the meaning of life? This is a question that everybody asks, or has been asked to so many greats. So, what's the meaning of life?
There are different ways I could explain the meaning of life, but I will try my best to make it as simple as possible. And I would like, the way I will answer this question will depend on what the person meant by that question. If what is the meaning of life is talking about the earth or the world or the universe, that's one thing. If what is the meaning of life is talking about human life, that is another thing.
Okay. It's not specified, but can you address both, please?
No, I need to get what you think the person is talking about. So what is the meaning of life? I want to think that the person is probably talking about human life. Is that what you think?
Yes, that's
okay.
my
How will you ask that question?
Yeah, I would say what's the meaning of
Human existence?
Yeah.
Okay.
On earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the meaning of life?
Yes.
Life I'm going to say it in such a way that, okay, life is a mission and an assignment. Life is a mission and an assignment. Life, always, every life has a purpose. So God sent everybody here to the earth to carry out a specific mission. We are born here for a mission and for a purpose. We are sent here on an assignment. That is an aspect of life. Now, let me describe it in general. Life is a reflection and a demonstration of the invisible God. I don't know how that could be. I try to make it as clear as possible. Life is released on earth to reveal an aspect of God. Everybody's life. Then thirdly, life is like a train. You see the way trains, locomotives, trains travel from one city to the other. They have a long rail, a long travel, and they stop in different cities. So life is something, it's like that train. You see, it's the train traveling and going back and going forth again, right? But it's like your life is in that train, just like you enter into that train. But then imagine that at a certain spot, or at a certain junction, or at a certain station, you dropped out, and you are supposed to drop out to be there in that station to go to the town to do anything you need to do during the day. Maybe for 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. So that 7 hours is like 70 years. Some are for 5 hours, that's like 50 years. Some are for 10 hours, that's for 100 years. So life is like that train. So when your time, your hours, let's say 77 hours you needed to use to carry out that, as remember initially I talked about assignment, to carry out that assignment. And that assignment that you need to carry out in town, that assignment has always to do with reflecting the God that was in you, that put his nature in you. Because that train is coming from God and going back to God. It's going circle. Trains are going in circle. So you knew where you are coming from because it's in you. God is in everybody. So you are supposed to come out of that train for 7 hours. You find out what is going on there and release all that you knew that was put in you. The knowledge of God, the package that was put in you, the gift, the talents, everything. To use it to carry out your mission there for the 7 hours. And then once 7 hours elapses, you go back to the train. But when you are here on earth without the train, when you got back to the train is moving in speed, high speed. So you keep on moving high speed. But when you came out of that train and you are here for that 7 hours, there was no high speed anymore. You are just walking on your feet. You are just, you're just living every life. So that is what life is. Life is like a break or a pause. Life is like a break, a pause, or a station in eternity. That train is the train of eternity. So we were in God before we dropped out at a certain time, at a certain station. Now, what does it mean? Then when we get back, we lose something. We lose the body that makes us to function on the earth. Why am I talking about train? Because train is speed. Now, what we call it death when you go back to that train. But you don't die. Life never dies. Follow me quick, keenly. Life never dies, and your life was never even stopped. There was never a break in your life. Your life existed before you were born to this earth. Because the Bible says in Ephesians chapter 1 that we were in God before the beginning. Before the beginning of all things, we were already in God. We were hidden in God. So in that train, you are in that train. Now, but for you to function on the earth, you needed to come out of the train, which is the life, the spirit life. Spirit life that where we have been in. Now listen closely. But when you die, we say you die, what happens is that you just go back into the train. You only just go back to where you are coming from. Now, why do we call that death? And what changes when our 7 hour elapses, 7 years elapses? What happens is that your body, your physical body, becomes useless. And the reason it becomes useless is not because it's old. The reason your body becomes useless is because you are not your body. Your spirit man that came out of your spirit man came out of the spirit. It came into an embryo, a body of a man or a woman. So you only needed an embryo of somebody's embryo, somebody's body. But you existed before. When you die, you will still be you, the way we are seeing you now, but with another body, which is superior body. Now, what is the difference between the body that you get in your mother's womb? So that's why you needed time. What was that happen? What is it that is happening in pregnancy? Why is it that pregnancy needs to be at least 5 months or 4 months before it could survive? Why is it that life, why do we even need pregnancy? Why can't just God give birth to a man and it will just be grown up immediately? The reason is because, do you know the law of energy? MC square equals, what's it? MC square, Ramno? So, equals E, equals energy. The law of energy, right? MC square equals E energy, equals E. You know what that means? That is talking about the fact that when the speed of light, at the speed of light, let's say this, I'm going to teach that to you one day. You see this thing? This is an object. Concrete, this is steel. This is steel object. Do you know that in the spirit realm, there are no objects like this? No physical material objects. In the spirit realm, everything is spirit. That's why spirit could go through the wall and come out, because it's spirit. So how come then we have objects like this? What that formula that I just spoke to you right now, MC square equals E. What he's talking about is that anytime, any object, if any object could travel at the speed of light, double square, 2 times the speed of light, that object will disappear. When anything travels at the speed of light, you cease to see it. It ceases to be physical. It disappears, it becomes energy. That is how energy is created. So anything, any object, especially that is pure, the purer the object, the more energy it produces when it disappears. So, but how do we get this concrete? How do we get this to be solid again? How do we make it solid again? So when anything, what he's saying is that when anything gets to the spirit realm, to the speed of the spirit, it becomes less visible or material. So in the spirit realm, material thing cannot survive. Okay. But for you to function on the earth, God puts his spirit in a woman's embryo, in a man's sperm. When they join together, it becomes a spirit. A sperm by itself doesn't give that life. But they have to be joined together with the embryo of the woman, the seed of the woman, to become, that's when the spirit of life of God comes in. But that life of God needs to be slowed down. And that life that is spirit, we are not saying it. We need to give it a form, a material form, a rigid form, a solid form. So what is happening, what we call pregnancy, is actually incubation. And what is incubation? Is a process of holding something in a certain environment where the speed of the energy of the spirit is being slowed down. It's being slowed down. It's being made to be cold. It's being reduced. There's a magnetism that is happening in that vibration. It's a vibration happening in the pregnancy, in the time of pregnancy, in the body of the woman. What is actually happening is that, okay, for example, let me make a smaller example for you. Let's take water. Yeah? So this water that is here now, this water is just normal water. You see it's flowing? But if I heat it up, if I keep on cooking it, heating it up, it disappears into flavor, or what do you call it? Favor?
Vapor.
Huh? Vapor. It disappears into vapor. Energy increases, and the water disappears, and there will be nothing left in the pot. Why? Energy. The more speed, the more energy comes. The hotter the energy, the greater the energy, the more things disappear. That's MC square. So, but when what could create more energy is speed. So when you are heating or heat, so that disappears. But that same water that disappeared, if you put it in cold, those vapor, or is it vapor you call it? That vapor that went that you didn't see, that vapor will come back. The more you slow it down, the more you reduce the energy, the heat. It becomes like this. It becomes water. And when you stop at a certain level of cold, room temperature cold. But if you take this water now that is room temperature cold and put it in the refrigerator, you call it refrigerator, what happens? This is what the quantum physics, I'm telling you. I'm explaining quantum physics to you. So if you put this water now, this which is room temperature, and put it in refrigerator, that was created by a black man. Black man created the refrigerator, by the way, so that you know. So if you put it in the refrigerator, because of the temperature of the refrigerator is cold, colder than this one, is the opposite of heat. Heat made it to disappear. You remember what I'm saying? But cold makes it to become solid. It's not liquid anymore. It's not liquid like this, but it even becomes concrete, become rigid. Do you know that you could keep it in that, you could increase the cold and you minus the not the heat, but the minus the temperature. You could reduce the temperature further of that refrigerator so that it will be as hard as this. You could use that block that will come out of it to kill people. You could even use it to build a house. But because you bring it back to a higher temperature again, heat here, normal temperature, it melts and becomes water. But when you heat it up, it disappears altogether. So that's why I was telling you yesterday, both the negative energy and the positive energy are needed in life. They play their roles. So now what I'm saying is that, what is pregnancy? Pregnancy is the spirit, something that we were not seeing before. Just like this water has evaporated, became a vapor, we didn't see it. It was invisible. Anything that is invisible, listen closely. If you want to make it to be visible, what you do is to reduce the energy. Reduce the energy. Reduce the intensity of the energy. Reduce the temperature of the energy. Put it in minus. The more you reduce the energy, the speed, the more the thing becomes visible. Like what? First of all, the level of water. That is what happens with sperm and egg. It reduced to the level of human body, human living, so that they could produce that little life of God. Like water now. The sperm is just a little bit harder than water. The same thing with the egg, just a little bit harder. So it is that level where the life of God that is in the spirit is becoming more, earthly, understandable for human. But then in pregnancy, it's like taking that same energy, sperm, water, that same sperm and egg. It's like putting it in it joins together and pregnant. We say it's pregnant. What is that? It's like putting it in a refrigerator. And that is becoming colder. No. So you are already there in the spirit. When you join together the sperm and something, God did put the breath into it. You are created. But then, for you to be formed into who you are, that's why abortion is deadly. You are already a human being as soon as you became the thing joined together. That is the moment now science doesn't know what happens. That it joins together, it just came. That's the moment where the breath of God is released. That's why there is nobody who comes to this earth by mistake, by accident. So when it joins together, that's the breath of God that is released. The life of God. So, but then it's kept in an incubated environment like the refrigerator. So that the person, the spirit man that is in that sperm and that egg that was not visible before, that was in that train. You remember the train? That invisible man that you didn't know about, the train of life. That invisible man that is already come out, it drops. But the moment of pregnancy, that's when it drops from the spirit realm. It drops from the train, that is speed. That's a speed. That's why it's not visible. It drops from the speed at a station. But it doesn't just go immediately and begin to do something to change the world. It needs the station. It needs to be at the train station itself for let's say a few minutes, like in our own case, 9 months. So that it will be formed into something visible that could operate on the earth. Because the spirit cannot operate on the earth. Because the vibration, the energy level of the earth is slowed down. The reason why we have the earth, trees and something others, that creation that we have, is all because the energy level has been reduced. From the vapor level, from the spirit level, it has been condensed. That is why it's a planet. It's a special planet called Earth. That's why sun has to be taken away from us far, so that it doesn't melt us. Moon, all that, they have to be taken away, withdrawn. All those energy are withdrawn, so that we could be in a condensed state. That's why the earth is existing. So because it is to the just like the same water that is liquid now is becoming rigid in refrigerator. So that is the way the earth needed to be formed through the lower vibration. It has been brought to a lower level of vibration or energy that it is solid enough for everything to be here. So, for example, everything you see now, even this house, everything you see, they are made of energy at the end of the day. So, how do you know that? For example, if we blow up this house now with a bomb or with nuclear weapon or atomic weapon, everything will just become like ashes. But if you take those ashes and keep on breaking it down, it becomes into molecules or atoms. They call them atoms or particles. Or so that's why scientists, they couldn't know what follows after that. Scientists have discovered that, but when you look at atom, it's empty. But it's empty 99.9% empty atoms. But with its atom, it's like you have destroyed it, it's gone, it's not there. But it's not totally empty. There is something in it. Nothing is empty, there is no vacuum. Nothing is totally empty. Why is it not empty? Because the Spirit of God. And the Spirit of God cannot be measured. It's not heavy. It's not visible. So it's the energy of God. So everything is made out of energy. And everything is made out of the Spirit of God. And why is it that people cannot trace it? Because it's a spirit. You cannot measure it. So what I'm saying is that we are a spirit too. But that energy, that spirit energy, has to be condensed in a special atmosphere incubation to make you, who was a spirit, to come out in the way you are in the spirit. And the way you are in the spirit is like this, with two eyes, nose, this, uniqueness. You are in a spirit. But because your spirit was put in a black body, you have that body, because body is a earthly thing. It's not spirit. But your spirit man could be put in a white body tomorrow, and you will come out as a white person. Because it's just the body of the person, the two people whose sperm and egg were borrowed. That is what you just needed to function here on earth. Otherwise, you don't need anything. You are already you. So when your journey on earth finishes, because God is a God of system and order, everything is planned. So he just withdraws the spirit. He simply withdraws you. He just calls you or sends an angel to withdraw you. So when your spirit man, you are just going back into the train. Remember the train again? Just go back into the train and you continue your journey back to the master. But so what was life? What is life therefore? Life is that pause in eternity. You are in eternity. You are an eternal being. Your spirit is an eternal being. You belong to eternity. But we are given an opportunity to have a pause, a slowdown, a stopover, a transit, a stop, a pause. A stop in a train station stoppage. So that little thing we think is life, and we think that. So when you get, because you are in the incubator of your mother in the stomach for 9 months, your reality of as a human being, the only thing that is left out of it is now your spirit man, because the reality of being there in being put in a limited environment, because the thing with the body is that you are being limited. It's not like me. I'm free now. I can walk around, right? It's just like somebody taking me and constructing walls around me here now. So because I'm being locked up here, I'm not going to see what's happening all over the world. I'm not going to even see what's happening around me. That is what happens to you. Your spirit was contained. And because your spirit has been contained by physical realities, material things, that's why you cannot remember anymore what happened in your past. But you still have that past, that train. So people say you died, but you didn't die. As soon as you come out of that confinement where you are put, called the body, you just keep on remembering everything that had happened in your life before. How you are in God and how you are going to God. You just see that the body is gone, the constraint is gone. You will discover you cannot die anymore. And you will discover that, your life is continuous. And you just continue to go either to heaven if you carry out the mission of God. If you didn't carry out the mission of God, you go to hell. But you will never die either way. But people who die, we say they die because they are separated from Christ, from God, eternally. But they don't die. They don't cease to exist. They keep on living, but living in hell. So what happens is that the reason why you don't remember that you are spirit is because of that confinement. The reason why you think it's you now, because of that 9 months and the period you have to grow in. After 9 months you came out and people around you are telling you their own reality as if that is you, as if that's your reality. So you begin to believe what people tell you. You begin to embrace what people tell you. You think that's your life and you think that is you. But that's not you. If, let's say now, you are born in the UK, you never, as a white person, even as a black person, but you never went to Nigeria, you never even had Nigerian parents. But maybe you had Nigerian parents, but they were never around to bring you up. And you were born in the UK, you will not even have known any Nigerian language. You will be totally different. And the reason why you'll be totally different, even though you still have the embryos of your parents, is because the environment that brought you up, your body up, they are now telling you their own reality. And then you'll be reflecting that. But because you are born to Nigerian parents, you are reflecting what they told you. So your reality is not all those things. That's why our own reality has to be connected to where we are coming from and where we are going. That's why, life is that. So that's a big question. So life is that pause in eternity. But what is it for? For a mission, for a purpose. And that purpose always has to be connected with revealing who God is that created you. Manifesting him, being his image, being his likeness, revealing his mission, and carrying out his agenda. So then you go back to him. And it is the report that you give him, how you did here, either you obeyed or you just made your own, you became the Lord or the God of your own life. It's what decides if you are going to hell or you are going to heaven. I'm sure you are totally confused by now. I tried my best to make it as simple as possible, but I see that it's like I've totally confused you now.
Yes. No, I think you actually make a lot of sense, but I didn't understand this about life and the meaning of life, and I feel like it should be a movie because you describe it so much, so well, that it should be a movie. This train, fast train, moving along, and then you drop at your bus stop, and with this energy.
Let's give it to somebody. Let's give it to maybe TY is there today, or somebody else who are moving. I think this could be
a movie because this would. Really
there is another. Us. Okay, Paul doesn't do movies. He does theater. I think we should. Yeah, I think Hollywood people. If Hollywood people get to hear this, yes, they might make a movie of it.
I think it's really worth a movie. Absolutely, because then somebody like me that I'm trying to understand with image, as Dr. Sunday was explaining this. And it's just proving so challenging because it's nothing like I've heard before. Yesterday was history lesson. And today, this is like life lesson. Everything about you. And if we can grasp this understanding, I think we would have a better life. I know that a lot was said today, especially
they want you to do a recap.
Okay. Where should I start from? Okay. Number one, right, we are all created for a purpose. So, God did not make any mistake. You're just not random. It's not just increasing numbers to get 7 billion people in the world so that you can increase the numbers for no reason. No, there's a specific reason why you are born onto this life, onto this earth. So, get that into you. I have a question about that, sir, because a lot of the time I've heard the thing occupying vacant position, that if you don't do certain things, that God will just replace you with somebody else. So that caused me a little pause when Dr. Sunday was saying that. But I am pleased that I am created for a purpose, a specific purpose, and it's just for me, my own assignment on this earth. I also have another question, that if you're created for a purpose and you're not meeting your purpose, so what are we doing to the world? What are we doing to God's plan? You know, does that mean, what does that mean in God's plan? And how are we messing up life by not actually walking or being in our purpose? So, first of all, you're created for a purpose. Know that. And if you don't know and you want to find out your purpose...
That question you are saying now is a new question. It's a totally different question. But you could ask it tomorrow or anytime you want.
Yes, I will put them down.
But right now, people need to...
Summary. Yeah. Okay, so the other thing is, one, purpose. Number two, right, is a description of how life is or what life is. When you... the first description is that life is like a train. It's a high-speed train, and we all get off at our station. Individually, you get off at your station. Your station, Dr. Sunday described energy with mc square equals E. So, this is quantum physics. I don't know anything about quantum physics, but go and find out if you need to. But the speed of energy, or the rate of the energy, would determine how the physical aspect of it. So it would determine if it would disappear into vapor, or it would form into solid. So when it's high speed, when you're not here, you're working on a spirit level, which is very high speed, the speed of light. And when you're here on earth, you're working on this a lower speed, or it could be minus degrees. And once you come out of your bus stop, you're in your mother's womb. That's an incubation to form you so that you could be a tangible, something that you can touch. So that's that aspect. And then if the time that you get off at the bus stop, which could be 7 years, whatever years, is your years on earth, your age on earth. So that's another aspect of it, which is like, okay, right, I get it, incubator, my parent, my mother, and the explanation between the incubator when you were spirit in the high speed to when you are formed in solid is another explanation of you as a tangible human being. I really need to go and study this, because this is just like wow for me. And then when you come on earth, God needs you, He needs your body to demonstrate His vision, His purpose, His glory. He can come onto the earth Himself to do it. So you were sent. So this links to your purpose now is making sense, because He's not going to come and do what He wants for the earth to happen. You have to do it. You and I have to do it. So we're formed in this body with this energy, and we got off this train station to form this, to form into a solid being, into a body that can actually manifest God's plan. So we're here to manifest God's plan. So your journey on earth is linked to your purpose, and you are God's mind, everything on earth, and you need to work towards what God's plan is for you. So a good way to find out God's plan is another book that I absolutely love, which is the book by Dr. Sunday, Who Am I? Why Am I Here? Check out that book. That would really, really help to understand this even a little bit better. But this is just a lot for me. I have so much questions, and I know you would have questions as well. So put your questions down, please. Put your question down, Q, and the question, and we would ask it tomorrow or another day if we couldn't do it tomorrow. So remember, this time that you're on earth, no matter what years that you spend on earth, this is just your transit time. This is just a period of time. The end is a transit, is just like a stopover, it's just like a dot in the time and energy of God, the space of God. So make sure that this time that you're on earth, you use it according to the purpose of God that He's created you for. You're the body, you're the God's manifestation here on earth. So I want you all, please, can you go back and watch this video? Start from the last bit if you have to, because this is like everything.
You have to share it too.
Yes, and share this, please, please, please. This is everything. This is like everything that you need to know about life. I know I've said something like this before, that this is everything. It seems like every time I come here, I'm saying that this is everything, but this is another everything, because, you know, why you're here, how you came to be about here, what the journey is, the high-speed journey from energy from spirit energy to manifested energy of your body, you know, in another type of energy. You know, you really need to listen to this.
Because energy is never destroyed. It's only converted from one form to the other. So your life is energy, that's spirit. So you are converted into body. You are condensed. When you die, energy is never destroyed. You don't die. It's only converted to another form of energy, with spirit energy, superior energy. It doesn't die.
This is amazing. And, you know, the other thing is that, you know, since I've been listening to Dr. Sunday for this question time, death is not even an issue at all for me, because, it's, you know, talking about continuation of life, I was so upset about death. Remember the first time when we had this question time? The first time with me, I was just so upset with Dr. Sunday saying that he wants to die, can't wait to go to heaven. It was really upsetting, but day by day, I'm getting a better understanding. And this is even helping me with my purpose, with my journey in life, with the people around me, with my relationship with God. Because if this is just a journey, I know people say it's a journey, but they never explain it to me in this way. You know, I've never heard it in this way. This journey makes sense now. And it makes even heaven better than earth. It makes it worthwhile. But it also makes earth significant, because knowing that you are here for a purpose, God deliberately put you on this earth. It was not a mistake. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't just adding numbers. It was purposefully. That gives you some assurance that you also have the power, the authority to fulfill your purpose on earth. So this is just like an amazing life lesson, history, biology, physics, everything together. This is what it is. And understanding of this
makes sense of everything else.
Yes, it makes sense of everything. Life, death. I don't even think I can cry if somebody dies anymore. But that would be a test. I don't want to test you. Seriously, I don't think I can cry, because that would be me living in a false life, that thinking that person is, you know, is gone and I won't see the person. Yes, but they're continuing their life, their journey, how things is supposed to be.
Continue their life.
Yes, their life. You know, it's not even death. It is life, but in another place. You're going back into the train.
Into where you are.
Wow.
You are only here for a few seconds.
I can't believe this. You know, it makes everything make sense. You know, this is just how life should be. I feel like this is how life was in the Garden of Eden. You know, wow! I'm so grateful for this evening, and every evening, not just this evening, every evening. It's like somebody's opening my brain and reconstructing everything in my brain to make it whole. So I'm grateful. And I thank you guys for joining us. It's been an amazing evening. Please keep your questions coming. Amazing questions like this. And go back and watch this. Again, you know, I'm an advocate of young people. They need to understand this, because the sooner you understand this, the sooner they will be focused on their purpose on earth. The sooner they'll have understanding, they will live in the purpose, they will do what they're supposed to do. So any young person...
Okay, tell them that. They're asking me if I have this book already.
Who am I?
Huh? Who am I?
Who am I is something...
No. Who am I is different. Who am I is to help you find your calling and purpose. Okay. But this book is called How to Overcome the Fear of Death. It's coming out. It's coming out now.
So this information is in that book?
No, not the scientific part, but about death and what happens after death.
Okay.
This is what that's talking about. So how to overcome the fear of death is coming.
Okay, right. You see, everything is just been done for you. It's like somebody doing your homework for you. It's like a cheat sheet that is always provided for you. Dr. Sunday has written a book already about this, which is titled How to Overcome the Fear of Death. You know?
But now, after this knowledge that you got today,
yes,
do you now see clearly why I am lambasting religion and people and pastors and leaders who are just putting people in bondage, because they don't even know these things. Even the pastors don't know. So they just keep people in fear. And fear is a lower energy. Fear, just like this water now. I told you about the water is a lower energy, but at least room temperature energy. So you can still use it. But when it goes to even lower energy, into freezer, then you can't even drink it. It becomes solid. It goes down, it's useless to cook. You can't cook with it, you can't do anything. But it has its own role too. But fear is like that. So even though people, you are not having the kind of fear panic that makes you to lose your mind, it's not in the freezer level yet. But lower energy in the negative, it is fear. So any religion, any church that is promoting fear is against God. Because God, that's why God is the purest energy. You know, the purest energy is light. Then another purest energy is love. So that's why God is always pushing us higher. Come and be like me, love. And that's why he says that in love, there is no fear. Just like you say, it's just like saying that in water that is room temperature, that is normal temperature, there is no ice. There is no ice in it because it means you have normal temperature. Or just like saying in vapor, there is no ice. There cannot be ice in vapor. It melts. So no fear in Christianity. There shouldn't be any fear in love because that's the purest. It's just like saying, you know, like I said, that energy that is it doesn't matter how solid the object is. If it travels at the speed of light, it disappears. It melts away. The same thing. So if you are traveling at the ratio of God, at the speed of God, at the vibration of God, if you are living, and that's where we are supposed to live. Someone is asking me now, how can we live in that energy? You just put yourself in the vibrations of God. What are the vibrations of God? The purest source of energy that you can imagine. The purest light. That's why Jesus said, the light of the world. Walk in the light. Embrace the light. Love, faith. These are the purest form of energy. These are the God's vibration, God's nature. But things like worry, excitement, fear, is like the opposite in the spirit realm. They are the hell. These things belong to hell. So when you begin to panic and begin to be excited, it destroys you. It develops, it produces a straight poison to your body because you are putting yourself lower in the lower energy something. So it's condensing, it's destroying your body. But when you are able to be in the purest form of energy, like love, like light, like peace, like all those things, then you are healthy. You are better. You are prosperous. You are good.
Wow.
So that's why religion is one of the most dangerous things that could happen to people. Because they will say, fear your pastor, fear the church, you didn't come to church today. Those are the demonic energy, the demonic vibration, the negative energy that are coming from hell. Oh, what would the pastor say? Oh, what would Papa? All things that create fear and anxiety. Oh, me, what would they say? Oh, I missed church. Oh, I didn't go. I didn't go to church on Sunday. Ooh. All those things, they are the negative energy. They destroy you. That's why religion is not about, Christianity is not supposed to be about religion at all. It's supposed to be about relationship with a loving Father who is love, who is light. Faith in him, peace, righteousness, peace, and joy in the Holy Ghost. Those are the purest energy. But when the religion is bringing fear, anxiety, worry, that's why you should never worry about anything. Why? It's lower energy. It destroys you. So that's what religion is promoting, exactly those things that God said we should have. Don't worry about anything. Don't fear. There is no fear in love. So those things are taking you away from the kingdom. They are the things that are belonging to the kingdom of darkness.
Please, guys, I'll just ask that you share this video. Share it on your page several times so that you can save it. And also share it with other people on your WhatsApp, on your Messenger, on any platform that you can. Because people need to know this. Without this knowledge, you're in the dark and you probably be operating in the lower energy. And you don't want to do that. Because once you have this knowledge now, you know, the sky is not even your limit.
I have 2 books coming out about energy.
Okay.
Titles, let me give you the title. This my 58th anniversary. I have 2 books coming out on energy. So let me give you the titles now. On energy.
Okay, guys. So let's start sharing.
While I'm giving you
Yes.
should start sharing.
Share, please. So Dr. Sunday is going to start giving us. I'm sorry I couldn't read your comments today. I know you've written quite a few, but I will go back and I'll read it before we come back tomorrow. If there's any question, I will save the question for another session. And if there's any question that require a reply, I will do that immediately before we come back tomorrow once I've read your comments. So once I read your comments. So good evening everybody. Good evening. I can see some people saying good evening. Thank you. So I'm going to go back to Dr. Sunday now.
Yeah,
Have you found them?
Yes, one of the books about energy that is coming is called The Veritable Source of Energy. It's going to be released.
The veritable source.
Veritable source of energy. But those are not the real. I'm going to write some other ones in more details, because I see that people don't have an idea about energy and all that. So I'm going to write more in details in relations to what. In fact, I'm going to do a series, like I did normally, like analytical thinking or all those series. I will do a series on this.
That would be great.
Yeah, so another book that's come about energy is called Discover the Source of Your Latent Energy. Okay. Discover the source of your latent energy. So
guys, we should be celebrating today. There's so much to celebrate, from heroes of our time that was written by Success. Well done, Success. Fakolade. Well done for that. Good job. To reaching 100,000, thanks to the team, and also the most important person in the team that made this happen, Miss Catherine Coronas. Well done. So we're celebrating her as well. Good job for that, and everybody else that participates. That was a wonderful achievement. We've just started. 100,000 is just the beginning. So we need to reach and exceed what we had before, which is in excess, almost 1 billion. So we need to make that happen again.
1 million.
1 million it was, okay. 1 million. I'm thinking 1 billion already. So
if
we can do 1 million.
Quarter of a billion.
Yes, if we have a quarter of a billion reach, we can do a lot more. It's just numbers, let's do it. So we can do that. And also, congratulations, we're getting a daily broadcast back. But it will be in the evening. We could still have 2 sessions, but the sessions will be in the evening because of all the other engagements that Dr. Sunday have in the morning, especially the court. So that's it for tonight. It's been a fantastic evening as usual. I've learned so much. I can't believe they didn't even teach me anything in school. University, that was a total waste. I know it was a waste for lots of you, but don't let me go into it. I'm glad now that I'm learning. I've still got my brain intact. I'm off the train. I understand what the purpose of being in the train and out of the train is, and I need to work in my purpose right now. So I'm so excited about this time, this learning opportunity, and also developing that learning and making God's desire for me manifest on earth. Yeah, I'm excited. And I'm also excited because it's Dr. Sunday's birthday very soon, and we're celebrating. So thank you. Is there anything that you want to say in closing, sir?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just wait. The people will go and listen to this as many times as possible.
Okay, you have that. I will repeat it. So, Dr. Sunday wish for you, and my wish also is that you will go back and listen to this particular video. This one again. This message needs to be ingrained in your mind so that you can walk in it. An understanding of this is like having power in your hand. You already have the power, but manifesting the power through the energy that has already been given to you, through the energy that you are already. So I hope you will, and share it with other people so that other people that don't understand, the whole world would be great if everybody understands this and they understand that they're here for a purpose specific to them, and God has given them everything that they need so that we can also dispel religion. I thank you again for your time, and I look forward to tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to learn tomorrow, but I'm excited. Every day is a fantastic journey. Coming off this train, I'm not going to waste it. I hope you don't too. Thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.